Hello, friends. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. 54 years young. Not too bad, actually. Just don't dread it if you're not there yet. It's also 2 weeks since I had my surgery. I had gastric bypass on November 7th, 2018 in Carmel, Indiana. I live north of there in Anderson, and can't believe it's been 2 weeks in the past. It's been an interesting week. And I remember last week I asked the question, what is my strength like at this point? Well, I tell you, I've been very weak, felt very weak until all of a sudden yesterday, it was almost like a switch flipped and I just started to feel stronger and more energetic, more just interested in getting up and about and doing things. I came in my room and cleaned and paid bills and did some work on my computer for an organization I'm a part of. And, before that, I just really had not felt like moving very much from my little spot other than the walking that I've been trying to do to just to be a good patient and walk like they told me to. In fact, I've done everything pretty much exactly down the line. I can't think of anything that I've, wavered on, or I haven't tried anything different to eat. I've gotten all my liquids in, all my protein in. I'm getting more active. Saturday I went out for last week a couple of times I needed to just run to get my son from school. My mother had been picking him up, but she had some other things going on. So I didn't put clothes on or anything. I just put coat on my on my gown and some shoes and ran out to get him and back. And that was my first kind of movement out of the house. And then Saturday my friend took me just to a craft bazaar we weren't there probably 15 minutes. And I ran into 2 stores. I mean, I didn't run. In fact, I got called a bad word for going slow by somebody who was in a hurry. But I did the best I could and came on home, and I was wiped out the rest of the day. Saturday, the rest of the day, I slept, and Sunday, I barely moved. I had people come see me Sunday, and I just was very, again, just weak, very weak. Monday I went out a little bit, did fine, but I was exhausted. Yesterday morning I went out a little bit. Again, I was really tired. I had gotten my nails done, and then I went into the grocery store for a few minutes, and that was all I could do. I didn't go through the checkout or anything, and got home and kind of rested and had my 4 tablespoons of food, and all of a sudden I just knew that I had some energy that had kind of clicked back in. So I'm glad. I have lost 20 pounds. It was 20 pounds exactly today from what it was 2 weeks ago. I'm shocked at that, actually. I was expecting maybe 10. That being said, I'm ready for it to be 100. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, I talked about this journey I've been on. It's a long journey, and a little bit more about how to love myself well, and how that then just flows over to the people around me. Understanding the best thing I can do for my children is to live a full, healthy, whole life. And I never want them to feel responsible for that for me. Just be in it together, which we are. In fact, they're all coming over tonight to put up the Christmas tree for my birthday, since I can't have a big going out to eat party or anything like that, which would have been typical in the past. But my favorite thing is to get that Christmas tree up and just enjoy it as long as possible. So I'm excited. Um, but using the scripture from 1 Corinthians 13, where the Apostle Paul talks about what love is. I could do all kinds of miracles. I could speak in tongues. I could do wonderful, amazing things. But if I don't have love, then basically have nothing. And then he goes on to describe love as patient and kind, and keeps no record of wrongs. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. It is not self-seeking. It love never fails. It protects. It perseveres. Where other things fail, there will be love. This is 3 things remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. So it seems easy to apply that to how I treat other people, or just kind of a general attitude in the world. But it's a very interesting concept to turn that around and think about what that means in loving myself. If I'm supposed to love my neighbor as I love myself, then it seems to me the basis of my friend just sent me a message that watches my videos. Probably a birthday picture. I'm getting a lot of those. It's awesome. A Facebook party. Woo! Anyway, then the foundation of loving myself needs to be strong. So then I can reach out, and I do. I'm drawn to people. I'm called to people. I love them. I'm a professor. I teach private lessons. I love my students who I get to be with week after week after week through their whole college experience, and then continue relationships after that. It's a privilege. I was a pastor for 15 years, a worship pastor, and I was a therapist and social worker real early after college. So, that common thread is people. So, my motivation, but it's somehow I would have told you that I knew that I was worthy of love, and that I loved myself. I don't think I ever had low self-esteem, but I don't think I really understood what it meant to love myself well, and how then that would move out into the space and the people around me. So let's take that first one. Love is patient. That has probably been my biggest challenge this week, being patient. And I'll tell you why, because I feel like that's a constant theme. Now, my marriage, I tried to be patient, long-suffering, and I don't regret that. And in the whole process of ending that marriage was long. I had to be very patient throughout that process. I don't regret it. I think it's what kept me whole in the process. Took a year to sell our house. It took time for me to renovate my new home. I have been waiting on I bought just kind of a clunker car. I have to be patient until I can get a better car. I had to be very patient to get the surgery. I worked so hard to get the surgery early. In fact, I even got clearance from insurance to go early, and my employer, but the supplementary insurance of my employer said, no way, if anything catastrophic happens, we will not cover it. So that the deal was off, and I had to wait. And then whenever I got my approval, I finished my 6 months. I waited till a day after they normally have approvals sent out. Usually it's like 10 to 12 days, and I think it was 13 or 14 days before they finished mine, because I called them. I was the squeaky wheel. Then I had to wait to get on the surgery schedule. When the surgery was scheduled, I got postponed and had to wait some more. So patience. I'm certainly learning more and more about that, but I also know that it's right because you can't rush process as much as I would love to be able to do that. I would have done this years ago. Maybe it's somewhat of a regret, but I also just believe timing is what it is, and that probably there's more reason for that than I can understand. However, that being said, if you're younger and you're considering it, don't wait. Just, it's it's a good thing. It's got so many benefits, so many health benefits and mental and emotional benefits. So, anyway, patience tends to bring around good things. So I'm very anxious to, I'm 20 pounds down, but I want to be 80 pounds down. I want it to be now. I want to be able to do more activity and just I'm anxious for that. I've got a few other things that I'm really getting kind of anxious for, but I just know I'm not quite ready yet. So being patient, loving myself that way, because I know it's good for me to wait a little bit longer for certain things. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but it's okay because I know it's right. And journeys are a step at a time. You don't know exactly where it goes down the road. But I have been watching a lot of videos of people just a few weeks ahead of me this week just to kind of have some hope. So if you're one of those watching this video, I would just tell you I do feel better. I'm already losing weight. My clothes already in 2 weeks are looser on me. And I feel like I'm getting up and down fast. I mean, I think I feel better than I did pre-op. And that's pretty amazing. So I have not had one problem with any food, no dumping at all. And I eat soft, pureed foods. I didn't have to do the liquid stage. So I have 4 tablespoons of food 3 times a day and 2 protein shakes. And that's all I need. I'm full. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And like I said, today's my birthday, and there's lots of festivities now starting to happen. I, of course, would love to be able to maybe partake a little more or just feel, I don't know how to explain it. I feel a little bit, I'm still kind of the patient, in recovery. So I'm not the mom helping to get everything ready and cooking and planning and prepping. My mom and my cousin are doing all that. And that feels a little weird. But I also know, again, being patient, that this time next year, that'll be a different story. I will never eat as much as everybody else probably, but I'll be more involved. I'll be able to eat a few more things and definitely have more energy and ability to just kind of mix into it all. Who knows? Maybe by Christmas I'll even feel that way. But my plan is to stay the course and see where it takes us. So I just hope that you have a good week and that you love yourself well and you're patient with your process wherever you are in that. Next week there'll be stuff to report on. I'll be going back to work and again just through the holidays, and we'll see where we are then. We'll be one more week down the road. Bye.